Hello, you're listening to Arts Talk Radio, and I'm Michael Hasted. We bring you regular news, reviews and interviews relating to all aspects of the arts in Holland, concentrating on events in Amsterdam, The Hague, Rotterdam and the surrounding areas.
Arts Talk Radio online. Features on the arts in English.
Lots happening in Delft at the moment. After the Chamber Music Festival last week, we have the Jazz Festival to look forward to, and we'll be talking to its organiser. But first, we meet a refugee dancer who is establishing a growing reputation around Europe as well as in the Netherlands, where he is now based. Souwie Buis went along to meet him.
I'm here in Amsterdam. I have been talking with AHMAD JOUDEH. He is a Syrian dancer who has come to the Netherlands as a stateless refugee, and he's impressed many Europeans and much of Europe with his amazing dancing. So AHMAD, thank you for joining us on Arts Talk Radio today. I've already heard a little bit of your story, which is fascinating and wonderful. Can you just tell us how you actually came to be here in the Netherlands? Because I believe you were in a refugee camp in Damascus, and you were dancing, but your future was very unsure. So how did that all happen?
First of all, thank you for your interest in my story, and thank you for helping me to separate it more and more. I used to live in the Yarmouk camp, which is a camp for Palestinian refugees in Damascus, Syria. And during the war, I lost my house and many things. So hope was always there. I was always dancing, trying to keep up with dancing and stuff. So I used to make videos on the rooftop of the place that we rent after. And posting it, just hoping something will be. And then a Dutch journalist, his name Rusbe Capoli, he saw those videos and he contacted me on Facebook and he said, I'm coming to make a documentary about you. And I was like, no, you don't want to come to Syria. No, not for me. So yeah, we kept communicating, and then once he called me, he said, I'm in Damascus, I want to meet you.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is how we met each other, and we worked on the documentary.
So he simply just saw you. It wasn't like he was already in Syria. He just saw your videos, and that inspired him to come.
Yeah.
So they must obviously have been very impressive. Now, I know you told me that you first saw some women dancing when you were 8 years old, and you were transfixed. What happened after that? Because that also is a very special story.
When I saw those girls dancing, I started to move with them immediately. And then I was 8 years old. I started to practice by myself in my room until my mother found out. She was helping me. She was giving me like flexibility exercises. And then when I became 16 years old, I went to Inanna Dance Theater, where I got my like ballet education on Russian ballet with Albina Bilova. And there where I started my real dance and like professionally.
So you were literally self-taught
Yes.
from age 8 to 16, and then you were accepted into this, one of the top dance schools in Damascus.
Yes, it's the top dance schools in the Arab world, actually.
Wow.
Like, people will travel to Syria to be in this company.
Now, I believe you traveled with that company all around the Arab world.
Yes.
So just tell us a little bit about some of the differences between the dancing in the Arab world and what you've noticed here in Europe.
Actually, Inanna Dance Company or Nina Dance Company or many companies in the Arab world are based on ballet. Inanna itself is based on ballet because of Albina Bilova. She's from Vaganova Academy from Russia, and she made this company to be professional ballet company. But we we mix the Arabian dance with ballet. Like, for example, Shahrazad. or La Bayadère, or so it's if you watch, for example, if you watch Shahrazad in Inanna Dance Theatre or in Arabian Company, you see typical Arabian dancing based on ballet, like with beautiful lines and stuff. And this is the difference between the Arab world and the West, let's say. Like here in the Dutch National Ballet, they fascinate me by La Bayadère. So beautiful. It's very classical and it's like beautiful. Yeah. But for me as Arabian person, like, you know, I'm a son of a desert. I'm from the Syrian desert. So I prefer the Arabian way of it because I am Arabian. But if you look on the professional ballet, of course you will prefer the Dutch National Ballet.
Now you speak about being Arabian, which is fascinating because I know that. So you grew up in a Palestinian refugee camp in Damascus, and your father and I think grandfather, they've been stateless refugees, and you are still now in this position. Can you just, because your mother is from Syria, how is that possible?
Unfortunately, they're in the Arab world, everything for the man. Like now we are working to make the women rights valuable more and more and more and more. And me, myself personally, even by creating a graduation project or choreographing a show in the Opera House of Damascus, it was always to support women rights. Because I saw how my mother suffered with this and how my different like women in my family would really suffer with these kind of things. And that's why you follow your father there. Like my mother is Syrian. I have the right to be Syrian. I was born in Syria. Even my father was born in Syria. But you follow your father. So my father followed his stateless father and I follow my stateless father too. So yeah.
So now, and you were just telling me previously, now this is a bit of an issue in terms of you can't travel to all of the places that you would like to go to. In fact, you've been invited to dance in various countries, but have been unable to accept these invitations.
Yes, I was invited.
Don't have a passport.
I was invited to the US. I was invited to UK, and many other places. But I don't have a passport. How can I go? I'm allowed only to be in the Schengen areas.
So tell us a little bit more about the places where you have danced, because I believe you've done a number of very interesting productions in Denmark and in France and all around. What has been one of the most memorable shows for you since you've arrived here in Europe?
Like my most memorable shows are first Coppelia with the Dutch National Ballet. My debut was like really dreamy, like wow. And all of these welcoming things, and the mayor by himself to welcome me in Amsterdam, I felt wow. Yeah, that's, I never forget. May his soul rest in peace. I really respect him. And the same as well when I danced with Roberto Bolle. He's my hero in dance. He's Italian dancer. And Sting as well was singing live for us. My God, how do you want me to think about it? So I would never forget these kind of things.
Memorable moments.
And another one thing, it's not in Europe, it's in Palmyra. I danced on the Roman Theatre in Palmyra, where my first live show ever was there. And then, unfortunately, I'm the last artist who could dance there. But I wish one day I will dance there with my company, with the Syrian National Ballet.
Okay, yes. So that brings us now to the future.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit, because you have had an incredible life up until now. What are your hopes and dreams for the future?
I really dream that people will be less racist. Because I had the racist attack 2 days ago during the Pride, which really put me down. But of course, hope is still there. I love Amsterdam. It's my home now. It's my base. It's the base of my dream, the Syrian National Ballet. I want to go back to my country. Yes, I'm a guest here. We are all guests in this life. We should be nice to each other.
Absolutely.
I'm a guest. Hello. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for teaching me how to build my country. Thank you for teaching me how to make my country be open-minded, better and better and better. I'm going back in the future when it's safe, and I will create the Syrian National Ballet with the very big thanks for the Dutch National Ballet for this help, and for all who could help me to be in my career and to grow bigger and bigger in many aspects, not only as a dancer.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know you spoke about dancing being a way of life for you, and that it has been since you were 8. You've lived that very, very strongly. So in terms of right here and now, where if people want to see you dancing, if our listeners would like to know more about you and to see your dances, where can they look? What's next for you in terms of your performances?
Like, I'm now in a, how to say, like in a rest period of time, because I just finished my shows in Norway with Kilden Theatre. I was involved in a company there. I'm now like negotiating future shows and contracts with many offers and stuff. I don't know yet, but you can always like see on Instagram or YouTube or my website. I always share because I like people to be up to date with my things. So my social media always, like, you see me dancing there all the time. So
we can find you on social media always.
Yes, actually,
Absolutely.
social media, how it helped me,
Yes,
like I was
of
posting
course.
these videos, and then this is how Roosbe found me.
Absolutely.
So I keep doing this now.
Okay, sounds like a good idea. And you are also associated with Dance for Peace. Is
Of
that
course,
correct?
yeah.
And just tell us a little bit about that organization.
Dance for Peace Foundation was made by the Dutch National Ballet to bring me here to the Netherlands. So I came as a student. They helped me with the housing, with the school, AHK, because I studied there for a year. And it's still there because when I want to work with a choreographer that I can't afford myself, they help me with paying it, with paying the choreographer. Because since I came here, I'm very proud that I didn't use the social system as that racist guy told me that you're here to use the social. No, I came here by the Dutch National Ballet, and I'm working, and I'm very proud of this.
Yes.
But the Dance for Peace Foundation, they're on my back always.
Yes.
I'm not using it nowadays because I'm working and I am supporting myself. But it's there when as I told you, to support my
If you need
artistic
that help.
projects.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's somewhere else that our listeners can look.
Yeah.
If they want to support you further.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay. AHMAD JOUDEH, thank you so much for speaking with Arts Talk Radio today.
Thank you very much.
Arts Talk magazine provides the perfect companion to Arts Talk Radio, with reviews and previews in English of cultural events in Holland. Whatever your interest in the arts, our international team of writers will always provide something new and exciting to see online. That's Arts Talk magazine, all one word, .nl. artstalkmagazine.nl.
Arts Talk Radio online.
I'm in Delft and I'm with Bram Stoeken, who is the Supremo of Delft Jazz. And you're the organiser of the Delft Jazz Festival, is that right?
That is right, and I do it for the 14th year.
So when does the festival start? What are the dates this year?
It's 22 of August, but we have a pre-party in the Westcourt Hotel, the 16th of August, Friday, the 16th of August at 7 o'clock.
And what does that entail? That's a sort of taster, a sampler?
That's a teaser for the festival a week before in advance. And then we bring a young group from Rotterdam, Daniel Classon Sextet. And for the people interested in the technique, there will be a grand piano, and that is called a disc clavier, which can play itself and also through the internet. And there will be a demonstration of the disc clavier.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And this festival, the Jazz Festival, it takes place all around town in various venues, doesn't it?
Yes, it takes place on 5 squares, which are on the site www.jazzfestivaldelft.nl. We are here at Beestermarkt, and that will be a funk fusion square.
And I think the most important thing to say about the festival is that it's absolutely free.
Yes, people can walk around, in and out, and there's mostly out because it's on the squares. We have a new project that's called Secret of Forbidden Garden, and that is situated at the Watertoren, which is Delft North, at Noordeinde, and Kalverbos. And that's a project for young people from 20, 30. And they do a drum and bass meets jazz project. So there will be a lot of DJs, but also a saxophone player and an MC rapping. And
Because the festival, I think it is mainly modern jazz, isn't it? There's not much trad.
not Dixieland, we don't have it. It's not that we don't want it, but it's harder to program on the squares. Because the local venues, they want a different style of music.
Well, they think trad is a bit old-fashioned.
They think they don't sell enough drinks for the traditional jazz. Maybe we find some spot, maybe on Brabantse Turfmarkt, and a venue which is supporting the old style, and then we can bring it back.
Because I mean, Holland is famous, or used to be famous for trad
Yes,
jazz.
but it's changing now. In all the festivals I see, you see less Dixieland and more funk, soul, jazz, fusion, even hip hop on some jazz festivals.
Because I think we've talked about this before. I always find it surprising in Holland that with modern jazz, well, in fact, all jazz, that there are so many young people playing. Because
Yeah.
I think in England and in America, jazz is thought of very much as a middle-aged or even older man's pastime. But here, it's incredible. Why do you think that is?
I think because of the conservatories, the
You-
music schools.
Because here in Delft, there's the TU, the Technical University.
Yeah.
Technical students are the sort of people you would expect to be interested in jazz.
Yes, because it's a kind of technical approach to music.
Very analytical.
Analytical, and you have to almost mathematical. If you go to bebop and the harmonies, and it's no surprise that we have a group of students called Groover, which are from the TU Delft, and they make jazz all together.
Because it's not only guys, there are a lot of girls doing it as well, aren't there?
Also, yeah, it's a good student club.
Is it difficult, the logistics of organising the festival?
Yes. We are 1 year. We are busy with organising the festival. Yeah, it's amazing how much work.
Do you know how much it costs you in total to put on the festival?
The amount of money, you mean? Yes, it's about 60 to 70,000 euros.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, but
And
but for 5 stages, it's not so much.
But you don't get that money back.
No, we don't get it back because it's spent on artists and on production and a little bit on the organization.
Would it not be viable or possible to make it paying or even partly paying?
It's then you change the open character of the festival, which we like so much. We like it that even if you don't like jazz, you can come to the festival and you experience the music, and maybe you go back home with a different opinion about what jazz is. And then we are successful if we have more people liking the jazz music.
So you're a jazz evangelist.
Yes, that's the purpose of our stichting, our foundation. It's to promote jazz music. And jazz music can be very broad, a lot of variety, but in its essence, it's always about improvising and creating on the spot.
So you say you've been doing this yourself, this is your 14th year?
Yes.
But the festival itself has been going much longer than
35.
that. 35?
Yes, 35.
So how did that come about?
It started out as a Dixieland festival, the old style. And when I started to work on it, I tried to change it to the newer jazz styles. Because the community, gemeente, they wanted a change also in styles for the subsidy, for the funding of the festival.
They wanted to appear a bit more modern.
Yeah.
And there's also problems because it's outdoor with the weather. I think last year you were rained off one night.
Terrible. With how you say hagel, the stones coming.
Hailstorm.
Hailstorms, yes.
And you had to close it on the Friday night, I think, because it was too dangerous. Okay, well, thanks very much for that. Okay. And we shall look forward to the Delft Jazz Festival.
22 of
Say
August.
It again.
22 of August. It starts on a Thursday at Doelenplein.
Okay.
With Teus Noble on trumpet. Fantastic trumpet player after a Miles Davis movie in Lumen.
Okay, well, thanks very much for that. Thanks for talking to Arts Talk Radio. That was Bram Stoeken, who is what was the word I used? I can't remember what I said you were. But he's the main man for jazz in Delft, is that right?
Thank you, Michael.
Okay, bye. Well, that's all we have time for this edition of Arts Talk Radio. We'll be back soon, so please hit the subscribe button and you'll be sure not to miss anything. And if you have any comments, we'd be pleased to hear from you. My name is Michael Hasted, and so until the next time, it's goodbye. Goodbye.